Alright, okay, I'm here. Let's bring the camera in, and there we go. So, it's been a long time, I think. I mean, except for the video that I published yesterday. Starting the new series was like a lot of trying to do it, not doing it, trying to do it, not doing it. I don't know how many videos I did delete for this one, but yeah. Anyway, the point is, for today, I'm done recording the second video, actually, editing and publishing. In fact, it is live right now. And yeah, apparently, on this game, we have an event. I briefly saw a event, yeah, that's basically. Alright, so let me just get rid of that. And we should be good. So what do they say? Easter egg event, it has appeared. There are 30 Easter eggs hidden throughout the games to find. Collect them all and give them to the collector to get unique outfits. Okay, so I don't know if I want this outfit. But yeah, eventually we could try that. Alright, wrong keyboard. So let's see. Settings, controls, move forward, move left, and drive forward, drive left. Horizontal rotation, right rotation, yeah. So it's cool because if I remember correctly, those things were not in the settings the last time I played. So I pretty much had to kind of, yeah, switch to US keyboard, which is always kind of annoying. So I have no idea what was the plan actually. Alright, is that one of the eggs? No, it's just decoration. Let's actually see what we have in there. Quite a few things. And I guess that this should be all, right? Like, I don't have any more spots. Okay, cool. Maybe we should look at the... Oh, wait. Yes, the phone. Oh, wow. The phone, auctions. What time is it? 10 a.m. Let's stay in Blueberry Village. Oh, there's a big one? Wait, we'll have money, we can go on a big one. Oh. Just realized that I will have to remember kind of the price of things. Do I even know that? I don't think so. Ah, alright, let's see. So it's supposed to be quite an expensive one. Oh. There's actually a lot of things. Oh, hi Darian. Wrong account again. I can recognize you here. That will be a lot of trouble. Yeah. I don't know. I will buy you no matter what. And here's the real Darian. Or like the original Darian. I do remember to change the latency of the stream this time. So yeah. The neutral one, right? That's it. I remember now. We have evil Darian. This is getting expensive. Alright. Almost 900s. I don't know. I don't know. So I don't know, and I actually don't remember Darian. Did you are you one of those who wanted to see the C# series? So I do remember that people on the Discord were quite disappointed when I was talking about the tower defense thing becoming a GD series. Which, yeah, got me to realize that anyway, people are always going to be kind of shy to try on C#. But if you have like the material to do that, it should be like easier to start. Yeah. Chest, is that open? It is. Alright. Oh, a perfect comic book. Nice. Yes, because you learned from me with GDScript, not C#. Now you're working with GDScript. So this is well, actually, the thing is that I'm including the GDScript text files. Not really text files, but I'm including GDScript to the series basically. So if you guys want to watch that, the explanations are going to be for the C# script, which technically anyone knowing GDScript should be able to translate, because it's kind of C# trying to do what GDScript does in a sense. But just in case there's the actual script that I do. I do both files anyway. Well, you can do what you like in the future. Maybe we'll go with C#. Well, yeah, that's the thing, right? That when I saw that people were disappointed on Discord, it actually made me realize that, in a way, that was kind of going not really against what I was wanting to do, but I thought about making the series in GDScript just because of the poll, instead of because I wanted to do it. But it's technically people who want to do things in C#, they are not on the channel right now. And if there's no C# content, there's no reason that they come here and actually see the poll anyway. So I'm saying, right, let's try it. Let's do both. It's not very expensive to do. Both. Oh wait, for real? Oh no. Oh, I felt that this is gonna be annoying. And the rotation thing is kinda complicated. Alright. Alright. Oh. And I wanna cough so bad, but I'm focused on what I'm doing. Ugh. Alright, here we go. So I did reinstall my microphone stand. Not really a stand, but kind of support. So it is possible that the sound is excruciatingly loud compared to the other time, I don't know. First you need to finish your project, yes, and it's complicated. I can get that. But you can manage it, yes you can. No one told you that the enemy needs to have a line of sight? Huh, I never used that. Interesting. Jump when there's a gap. Oh, like you mean like the enemy has to be able to jump on its own? And rotate when there's a wall. Yeah. Attack the player, do attacks. Yeah, so basically the enemy AI, right? Don't go beyond the wall. So that's a lot. As you are perfectly making us see that is indeed a lot to do. Okay, so I think I'm going with multiplied by 2 for the prices. You knew that, but you thought it would be simpler. Yeah. The line of sight is just a raycast 2D, so not so complicated. Enemy can jump. That was easy to fix. The thing with line of sight is, yeah. I don't know, I never tried that. I mean, I never needed one. Well, eventually, like having turrets that you do rotate, that could be interesting. That could be interesting for real. Hammer. Alright, let's move the rest. You can say that this project is bigger than the last one. Yeah, that's the way to go, right? Like, you make a project and then you make another one where you go with a bigger scale. That's the way. You're close to finishing second enemy. Driving. Oh, I can actually drive with the feedback. Okay. Enclose an enemy. I don't think it's done. Need to build a map and a story. That's easy. Oh. It can be complicated, I guess. It can be. I mean, if you know what you want to do, that's probably fine. The thing is that I remember, I think that was like Pirate Software who said that once. Like, I don't watch much of what he's doing, but I think at some point YouTube was highly pushing his content on me. Basically he was saying that RPGs are the hardest kind of game to make, in a sense that, let's say you make a tower defense, for example, which is not an RPG, just a regular tower defense. Once you have the system and the map and everything, you can kind of duplicate things. Meanwhile, in an RPG, you can't, right? Like, you have to create a lot of maps, you have to create a lot of story, you have to create a lot of characters, you have to create a lot of levels, spells, enemies, and essentially you have to script a lot of things, like story events. So, a lot of work, essentially. Yes, you need to create a lot. But if I don't do hard things, you will not learn. Well, it's like, it's a different difficulty, I would say, in the sense that wait a second. I'm bugging right now. It's not programming difficulties. It's more like game content difficulties. So it's definitely another, I want to say, area that is required, right? I think my math is gone, like very gone. Yeah, take it. I need the space. Yeah, the comic book. So you're going for the biggest thing because, yeah, you want to learn. Yeah, that's a way to see that. Like, I don't know who I was talking with about the C++ and doing engine research. I was like doing this series that a guy did regarding how to make a game engine, right? Because that's the part which is most interesting for me. Oh, this thing. But it is very complicated. I never coded in C++ before. And he goes like, I mean, I think that's the kind of thing I can be doing eventually. He does a lot of things to make sure that the project is well-rounded, but oh gosh. And the thing is that the project, I mean, the series is 7 years old, even though it's still going, right? The first episodes, they are like, I don't want to say they're using outdated libraries, but the libraries got updated, and a few things don't work the same, right? Even Visual Studio works slightly differently in some aspects, and I had to troubleshoot a few bugs, because, for example, everything was coded with UTF-8 with the library and stuff, but in fact, Visual Studio kind of probably upgraded to something different, so I don't know. To make a game engine, you need a C++ only? Not really. Usually what you need is C++, I mean, something that's going to be translated as native language, so the C++ does it very well. And then you need something like OpenGL for the visual aspect, right? So how are you gonna render things? So you have a programming language, the CPU language, and then you have the graphic language, the GPU language, and you kind of combine both, I guess. So honestly, it seems very interesting. It's just like, I don't know where to start. I don't know where to start, and at the moment the only series I got was too fast, too high level. I mean, I did understand it a bit, but again, a few things, I don't want to say they are outdated, but they're definitely... I should find a series that's not 7 years old, basically, I think. Or even, not necessarily start with an engine, but just like make a game. Or even like display the triangle. That would be good. Java. I think, in theory, you can. You could. I don't see why you couldn't. But the thing is that you wanna go as close as possible to the native memory, because you want to optimize things. That's pretty much the role of the engine. The reason why we are able to code in GDScript or C# is because we actually have the C++ part of the Godot engine, which is doing the nasty stuff. To learn again C++ is pain. You did that before? You're remaining with Godot, right? Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's the thing, right? Godot is fine. And if anything, at some point eventually I could grasp enough C++ knowledge to be able to say, alright, I want to do that in Godot, but I don't have this, so I'm gonna create my own Godot code, since it is written in C++. Java is not the closest? Absolutely not. I mean, eventually what you might be thinking about is that Java is kind of what Android is using. So when you're dealing with mobile, Java can be very good. But otherwise, it's like you can't control the memory as much as you do in C. I'm kind of going to throw smart words just to look smart, but the thing is that in C++ there is this thing where you can control if you want the memory to be allocated to the stack or the heap, which are two different ways to allocate the memory, and I don't think you can do that in Java. Probably not. Okay, let's buy this. I don't know. I'm not good at guessing. So yes, you learn first C++ for school, and you needed pseudocode in Romanian program translated. And then you learn C# to start Unity, and now JavaScript. Yeah, indeed. C# makes it a lot easier, definitely. But at the same time, I kind of like the idea of being able to say the amount of, I want to say, complexity you want to have in something. Because let's say that, let's say Godot, right? Do I have it? Yes. Let's say that in Godot, for example, you want to make nodes, okay? And you want to add something very easy to your scene tree. And the kind of problem that I have sometimes is like, the state, actually. A state machine is exactly where I think that. I want to add states. And the way I usually do states is I don't use nodes. I just use classes and I create class instances. That's the way I make states normally. But I wanted to try to use nodes because what the hell? That's Godot, and let's try. And then every time I was creating a state and another state and another state, I was thinking, I'm just creating a bunch of nodes, and each and every node, they have a lot of things going on. A lot of things which I don't need, but which are still going on. So it's kind of like I can see that getting more and more expensive for a state, why that's not what I want. And as long as you're using nodes, you kind of have no control on this, right? Because you can't strip things away from the node code. And same thing for class and stuff like this. And that's why I think it's interesting to be able to kind of go back and create like maybe a smaller object or something like this. I don't know. But yeah, if anything, that's curiosity. You think nodes are easier? What is sure is that in Godot, in general, you use nodes by default. So then, if you understand how to use nodes, then maybe using node states makes a lot of sense. To me, it's a little bit weird because I learned it the other way around, but otherwise, yeah, I mean, you just plug them. It's fine. Oh, what the? Really? Oh, I can't identify it. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, is it too late? I hope it's not too late. Whoopsie. Come on! Ah, it's definitely too late. This is going to be terrible. So anyway. Classes, not for me, even now. We barely understand them. Was it with you I was talking about static recently? Because eventually I could take a few seconds to show you the drawings I was talking about. Or I could try to say that without drawings. So, but with the drawings it's slightly easier. Let's actually pause that for a second. Alright, there we are. So let's actually do something new. So the thing is that when you let's make rectangles, stroke, black, and no fill. So thing is that when you create a program, you kind of create like what I would call a big bubble like this. Just to be sure you're making static in the script, then we want a ref. No, well, you will see. You will get the point right here. So yeah, we'll just make the drawing slightly bigger. Let's go with 8. Okay, so that's your program basically. And when what you do in your program is that you do add variables and functions. So let's say that this simple shape here is going to be, that's going to be a variable, that's going to be another variable, and that's going to be a function, and that's going to be another function. So as long as you're in your program, things are going to have names. Okay, so maybe I can add a little bit of text in there. What's going to be the size? So this is going to be var a. Okay, maybe too much here. Oh, okay, that's because... Okay, so we're going to have var a here, and we're going to have var b right here. And they're going to have function. So the thing is, as long as you're in your bubble, you can reach things by using the names, right? You can use paints, yeah, that I'm using usually. So that's how you get things. But then you want to create an object. So you create an object which is going to be your class. In fact, I should have been using Obsidian. So here you have like a class. And a class, think of a class as a bubble. Think of it as a bubble. Yeah, it's twisted weirdly. But in this bubble, you will be able to create new things. Like, can you get all those three guys? So you can create variables and functions within this class. It's not a child. You're creating an area. You're creating a folder. Think of this as a folder. Not really a folder, because the folder is kind of a child. There's no tree. You're just creating a region, if you wish. There's a region, and that region has a name. And that's, yes, that's not necessarily a script, but it is a script that defines a class. And in this class, you can define, as you know, the position. Like, let's say that's the character body 2D, right? You have the position, you have the rotation, and here you have the function move and slide. Let's imagine that. So when you are in a file specifically, you are in this section, you are in this region. So when you say position, you get this position here because you are in this region. Okay. However, what makes this slightly abstract is that defining a class is just defining a blueprint. It's not actually creating the objects. They do not exist yet. Those things don't exist. So if you want those things to exist, you have to instantiate. So kind of within this region, I'm gonna be able to open it. We will create a kind of a bubble, I would say. This bubble. And this is gonna be an instance. This circle here is an instance. And within this instance, you will find your variables and functions. Those will exist right here. They will be within the instance. And now they exist because they have been instantiated. And you will instantiate another node, so you add another node to the tree. So here you add a character body 2D node to the tree, and it creates a bubble like this. You create another one, and it creates a bubble like this. And what the static keyword does, you need to instance these variables. No, you need to instance the class. So, for example, when you say something like, yes, kind of. When you manually add a node to the scene tree in the editor, what you do is that you create an instance of like a bubble like this. You create one of this bubble, and it is set up and configured to be positioned at a certain place in the scene tree. But then you can do that by code. Like, for example, in the code, when you do load, then you send the path to resource or packed scene, and you .instantiate. What you're doing, basically, you're creating a new instance of the results that you have loaded. In the same way, when you use the keyword new, or you make something like, if you ever use that and you have something dot new, if you've ever used this create a new instance of a class. This create a new bubble. So you just store the variables in the folder script and then access it. No. That's just one script. So this is just a class script, right? So let's actually open a JDScript thing. Oh, interesting. I have the UI. Let's get the animated background. Of course, it's not the right thing. Jump thing right there. All right. Oh, I need to grab the chat back here. So let's get Godot right here. So, okay, so this is a class file. Okay, so this file is exactly the region I'm talking about here. So the variable A, the variable B, and the function, those are literally all those variables here. They are the variables which technically don't exist. They are just declared and defined. They are part of the blueprint. And then what is that? It is game. So when I add game to the tree on the left, this is kind of, I mean, it's not really a ghost, it's just a blueprint. It acts like a blueprint. That's just it. So when you add it to the tree, you create an instance of it. Which means that if we go back here, you actually create, within this region, you create a bubble, which is going to be the game node. And here, everything that is set up as variables and functions, they will become real in this bubble. But it only exists within this bubble, right? Which means that if you create another game node, like, I don't know, let's have my scenes game. If you add another game node like here, okay, I can't, of course I can't. But if you have, like here we have two labels, for example. The two labels, they both exist in the different bubbles and they can have different values, okay? The text here says that's the header, and the text here says that it is the button label. So that's the thing. And what static does is that the variable here, which is supposed to be the blueprint variable, actually becomes real. Instead of being a blueprint thing, it becomes real. So let's make it, I don't know, red or something. So because it is real, it's kind of in between, if you wish. Here you have the bubbles with the instances, and here you have the region with the blueprint and the instances. And this variable, which is real, it is the same for everyone. So because this one is now a real variable and not a blueprint, when you instance those things, they disappear. They are not instanced, basically. They are not instanced because the second variable B is not a blueprint. So what happens is that they actually share this. They have, like, if you're in this bubble and you try to reach variable B, you will get this guy right here from this bubble at the bottom, or from this bubble at the right here. They both share the same variable B. It's just that it's kind of like they have right there, instead of having their own variable, they have a pointer or a reference that links whatever you have here, which is going to be named variable B, to this guy here. It just points right there. So the finality of this is that there is only one and only one variable B, which means that it allows us to create a very useful pattern which says that when we have a bubble, one of our nodes, it has access to the variable b, okay, and it actually takes its value. What we do is that we get the reference of the bubbles, because basically you can get references of instances, and we store it in this variable, static variable. So because of that, let's say that we have this function here. This function here, it has access to the region class. It has access to the region, and it has, however, it doesn't have access to the instances, sort of, because those, they exist in multiple, I want to say, they can be instantiated multiple times, right? So if you say class.instance, there is no way for the code to know if you're talking about the first one or the second one. Which means that whenever you create an instance, you kind of have to keep track of the instance you have created by storing their references somewhere. But the thing is that because there's only one variable b, since this variable b is static and it is real, when function reaches the class blueprint, var a doesn't exist, function doesn't exist, but var b does exist. And var b is going to be basically controlled, sort of, by the instances here. So we're going to remove this one because we don't want it. But let's say that we have this instance, and what it does is it sends its reference into the variable b, and this way our function, which is exterior to the class, is able to actually get, by accessing this static function, it gets the reference of the instance. Holy, all of that for a fancy get node. It's absolutely not a get node. It's absolutely not a get node, because you can do that with something that's not a node. Okay? The thing is that what you're talking about, the get node you're talking about, is that when you add a node to the scene tree, Godot does a lot of things that it doesn't tell you. And in those things that it doesn't tell you is that it creates a kind of, I want to say, a reference book of all the nodes which are within the game. Which means that here, somewhere, there's an object that says that, okay, we have a node game, and under this node game we have a VBox container, and under this VBox container we have a panel container, and basically all this is being constructed on the background. And then with this super big structure, you have the getNode method that comes in. So you can say that, all right, I'm at this position within the scene tree, and I'm going to use the getNode method to kind of move by going looking for children or looking for parents, and then you will kind of iterate references from references. So it's just another way. Basically, the finality of it is the same. The finality of it is you want the reference slash the instance of an object. That's what you want. That's what you get. But the way of getting it is very, very different. In fact, if you take this approach for a computer is very, very, very easy. Like, that's the simplest way for a computer to do that. Simplest way. Because here, as you can see, we have a class, we have a static variable, and here we have a pointer. We just have a pointer that points toward the static variable. That's all we have. But the Godot way, which is using the get node, might be a little bit more intuitive for us, because we use the get node and we move around this dictionary. But what we have to do in order to be able to do that is we have to create a big Arch dictionary with everything organized by keeping track, and every time we create things, we organize in a super big item, which allow us to navigate through it. You paid full for your laptop, and it's to do the hard work for you. Well, honestly, this is not complicated. I mean, it's probably because there's just one thing that doesn't click yet. But once you understand, once you understand the concept of instances, objects, blueprints, etc., it's like super straightforward. But I'm gonna be honest with you, it is something that took a lot of time for me to get. And honestly, I don't even know when I got it. I understood that somewhen. It's just like I didn't code for a few years, I went back to coding, and then I was like, that's so logical. I mean, I don't understand why I couldn't understand before. Like, you understand somehow, you understand the concept, now you need to understand how to apply it and to translate from Inkscape to Godot. Need to learn region. When I said region, I just meant in a helping way, because regions in Godot are a very different thing. But yeah, the thing is, that's the thing, right? Let's say that we actually use code. Okay. Here, can we run this actually? Because that's actually something. Yes. See, this is a bubble. It's actually quite visual, right? Like here, each button is a class. Yeah, you want to make a new project? Okay, let's make a new project. Where's Godot? Oh no, I won't find it like this way. Okay, let's set up the second screen again. So for the sake of this thing right here, I will use the label. Okay, I'm gonna use the label node. Let's create a control node. Sorry, I said control node. Okay, cool. So we're gonna create a new thing. We're gonna create a new object. So here we're creating a label, and I'm gonna name this my label, and I'm gonna add a GD script to it. Okay. So here, I just defined a class. No, you will get my point. Here, I'm defining a class. Okay, so that's my label. And because it extends label, we technically have a variable text. So I'm just gonna say my text instead. But here, we have text. All right. So this is the region. We create a region, and here the variable my text is a normal variable, so it doesn't exist. Here my text means nothing, which means that if I go in control, I'm going to say this control, and I create that, I create a script here, which is going to be my control. Here, my control technically is in another region. Okay, so right here we are in region control. We're in there. And what we're gonna do is get the text from the value, so from the label, right? That's label, that's control. So if I go with my label and I look for text, let's actually go in the ready function. If I go with my label.text and I set it to something, this doesn't work. So we have no error because there's no compiler here, but this doesn't work. All right. So the thing is that you actually need to go in an instance that has a text in it, right? Because it's not real, it's real. So you need to go in an instance. So let's say that you have your label right here, and that you say pass. Here you create an export variable, which is going to be a label, actually a my label. No, sorry, C#. So my label. Oh my god. Okay, you get this, and you can throw the reference in there. Cool. Or let's actually even say that we don't care about that, but here we say that my label is equal to get node of my label. So here basically two ways to get the reference. So when you do that, you grab the reference of this instance because you know the actual path. All right, you know the path toward it. It's right here. And then you can change it because that's not the region. This is not the region anymore. That's the bubble. That's the instance. If the node is shy, you just use onReady. OnReady is it just means that you put the instruction in the ready function. That's all it does. It's exactly the same. This is exactly the same thing as doing onReady. So yeah, you can change the text now to new text. Now I want to show you something. If you have like, actually, in my label here, let's say that we have the static variable, which is the ref, okay? And the ref is actually a reference toward a label. So this is the variable b that we have here, okay? And what I do is that when I construct this thing, I say that ref is equal to myself. So basically, there's no bubble. And when the bubble's created, the bubble say, I'm gonna store my reference into the real variable b. What is in it again? It is a function. You see how ready function is called when the scene is getting ready in a scene tree? Here, this is the constructor, which means that it is a function which is called when the object is created. So when you create an object, which is a myLabel, you go through that. The order is basically init, enter tree, ready, and then when it's gone, exit tree. If you want to look into that, it's named life cycles, basically. But yeah, that's the thing. So it is the first function which is called when the object is created. Yes, init, enter tree, ready. Because what happens, like, if you look here, when this scene is created, control is initialized, then control enters the tree, then myLabel is initialized, then myLabel enters the tree, and then myLabel is ready, and then control is ready. That's the actual order it goes in. Yes, one is built, then it's added, and then yes, that's it. So the thing is that now we have this ref here. So the thing is that let's say you actually remove this. Okay, so those two things, which are the control and the myLabel, they are still part of the same program. They are still in the same Godot program, but they are not in the same scene anymore. So it's slightly complicated to show because, well, you will get it anyway. if I go in my control here, my label is not in the scene. It's not here. So I technically can't use the getNode method. On paper, I can guess as a developer what is gonna be the path toward that node when I need it. That's possible. That's possible. But the thing is that it is actually much easier to not know where it is. And in fact, we call this coupling. It means that when you create code, you want to make it as independent as possible. Which means that, for example, here, let's use kind of pseudocode if you wish. Function do something. Here's what it does. Okay. So the first thing we want to do is, number one, we want to get the reference of the label. And number two, we want to to change the text. So the first thing here, get the reference. When you use getNode, so let's actually, I don't know, put it like this. If you use the getNode, the thing is that it will only work if the node is correctly at the exact path given as an argument. My sentence ended up weird, but that's the thing. So here, the code in this node is dependent on the label being at a specific place. Which means that if you change the path, the code will break, exactly. So now, if you use a static reference, this is completely independent from the tree. So it's still kind of coupled, but not really. Not really. Because you see, since it is a pattern, what it means by using a pattern, the point and the reason why we use patterns is to say that no matter the situation, no matter how the project will evolve, the way to get the reference of the bubble, of the instance, is always gonna be the same. It will never change. Which means that it's never gonna break. This side will never break. The side that sets the reference will never break. And the thing is that you technically don't even need to calculate where it's gonna be located. They are better in a sense of they are more scalable. They are not simpler. They are not shorter. They are just more resilient, if you wish. And on the long run, the thing is that the static reference for a computer, it is easier for a computer to get a static reference than a getNode. But the thing is that better actually depends on what you want to do, right? Like, for example, if you don't understand how state machines work, it's not going to be better. If you can't implement it yourself, it's not going to be better because you can't do it. Better may mean a lot of different things. And for many reasons, I don't know. I mean, there are things which are consensusly considered the way to go. Like, for example, singleton is something that's not really questioned anymore. I don't think it's questioned very much. If you know that the node will be there forever, you will use getNode. If the node will be changed, you'll use static variable. No. Yes and no. Because while developing the game, things can change. Things can change. We never know. But I'm gonna give you one little caveat here. In my journey of trying to find the way to get nodes which are far away and somewhere in the game, I actually explored the get node but used the root thing, right? So, you know, when you use get node, you can say something like, I don't remember exactly, but you do something like this and you do root and I don't know. But this gets you back to the root of the tree, of the scene tree. And I tried to basically create a structure which was like, okay, I'm gonna have game, and then I will always have like singletons, and then I will have my things. Okay, so let's say whatever, resource manager. I was using this, but on the end, I dropped it for the static. You use this when the normal path isn't working. Yeah, but I'm gonna give you one advice. You take it or not. I mean, that's the thing. Get node. Only use that within the scope of one scene. Okay, so for example here, in this scene, my control, the label is not in the scene, so I'm gonna restrain from using get node. If you actually have it within the scene, then I will use it. That's kind of the rule that I'm using to say, am I going to use static references or get node? That's the only thing. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. But yeah, eventually there are other things that didn't make sense the first time I used them, and that's all mean done. Well, technically we kind of are, right? Like, as soon as you get that, like, did we actually use the, let's actually use the static thing, because I think I didn't do that. Here, let's go back to the label. In the label, we have this init and we have this static bar. So this is like you want way more than this. You want way more than this to actually make sure that it is safe. Because here what you're doing is like, let's say that little code is the 10-minute of Inkscape. Yes, pretty much. I mean, this right here, let's say that we have function do something. Right? So this is like, this is the variable A, which is right here. The static variable is the variable B, which is right here. And this function do something is this function here. And then that's pretty much it. The constructor is an invisible function, which is built in every classes. And yeah, that's it. You create this instance, and this instance is a copy of that, and yada yada yada. But yeah, thing is that here in control, you can say that instead of saying get node, my label is equal to here the class region dot the reference, because this points directly toward the red static thing, and it exists. So that's the thing. This is possible. You can't do that because it's static. And sometimes you want other things to be static. I don't know. I don't have an example right now, but there are many examples for sure. There are many examples for sure. Okay, so this can go back. So if you have something dynamic like position is the same. No. I mean, yes and no. Let's say that you have one player. Okay, so again, this thing that we did right here, which is having a static reference. It only works when you have one single instance of your object. So it will work for the player. It will most likely not work for enemies. Now, the thing is that the position, which is the dynamic thing, is this variable here, my text. My text is dynamic, right? You create multiple labels, they have dynamic text. And when you go in the control script, you get the reference, you store it, which is exactly the same, right, as equal get node, and you get the same information. So here, change the text, and you could say that my label dot position is equal to vector2 and 10 or even 25. There we go. So now I'm gonna go very briefly with the concept of when you have more than one instance. When this happens, you kind of want to have a manager. So what I do is that I have something like this. I create a node, and here I'm gonna have label manager, something like this. I add a script, which is going to be label manager. Eventually, I create a static reference so that I can access it because there's only one manager. I take my constructor to make sure that the reference is initialized. And then I create something like a dictionary, which is going to be a dictionary where we're going to have my label and wait a second. Nope. We're going to have like a key, and here we're going to have a label. Okay, so in this dictionary, you're going to have a list of keys. So let's say, I don't know, strings, for example. And so when you create a label, let's say that you have like create label, you will have something like variable new label, which is a my label. It's going to be equal to a new instance. So you create a new instance of it. And then you create a key. So you could have, let's actually go all the way down. We have key counter. That's an integer which starts at 0. So in this dictionary, you will add, no, append, no. What is the method to add something to a dictionary? Where's the method to add an item? Key value. I'm looking for key value. Get or add? I'm not so sure about that. Or maybe there's not, actually. Maybe you just say, all right, so here you have like the key counter. So you store that, the key counter. And the value is going to be the new label. We good? No, because that's a string. Let's make it an integer. All right. Now let's say you use integers for that. So you have your dictionary, and you store the references. One thing to learn: dictionary. Yeah. If you wish, like, you could say array. You can use an array; it works well. And the thing is that here, like, you increase the key counter. And that's pretty much it. Which means that, I don't know, if you add 10 labels from here, you can go back in your control, so you're very far, you don't know where you're something very far away. So here you go with the label manager, you get the reference of it, and then you get the dictionary. It's not saved. That's probably it. So you get the dictionary, and then you want, I don't know, the 5th label, and there you go. So this right here, you can go with my label is equal that. So you have a lot of reference instances, but a dictionary, it's a little bit more than an array. You know, like, basically, here's what an array is. Array example. So here you have an array of integer, or let's have string, an array of string, okay? And you do that, okay? You say 1, 2, 3. And what actually happens is that you kind of have the keys of the array are always integers that go by 1. So it's like you have this structure. Can we start you have this structure here that says, it's terrible, but yeah, let's create box. That's fine. You have 0 is equal to 1, then you have 1 which has the value 2, and 2 which has the value 3. That's pretty much what arrays do. And a dictionary is the exact same thing, except that instead of just setting the value on the right side, you also can set this. So you can say that this is the first item, and here you will say that's the second item. So it's just another way to store information. The thing is that an array, basically, it takes a specific place in the memory, which means that you get the starting point and then you iterate through that to get the informations. Then yeah, the dictionary, you just use an alternative key. And this is pretty interesting because, for example, let's say that you are working on a game with a grid, something that I did and I found very interesting. I've created like a dictionary named cells, and here you can create a dictionary that takes a vector 2 and well, let's say node 2D, okay, which means that you can get the vector 2 here. So that's the position, right? So here you have the position on the grid, which is something like 5, 2, and the value is node 2D dot new. A vector 3, yeah, sure, why not? To see if it's 3D game in your file game. Oh, interesting, vector 3. But yeah, and the thing is that it's also quite interesting because you can keep track of the keys. So let's say that you have an object at the position 5.2. When you want to add something, you can actually check, do I have a value in my dictionary with the key 5.2? And if there is, you can get that. And for example, you want to plant something, you check, is there already something planted in the 5.2? Yes, so I don't. Otherwise, you plant, something like that. So I think that's pretty much sum it up, right? I think we've gone through everything right here. So you tell me, you checked with the ID. I mean, you did find a way. That's quite the interesting part. You found a way. And on the end, it's probably more maintenance and a lot of, what I would say, annoying tasks to do. Oh. You know how we say that mathematicians, and more specifically programmers, if you want to be good at this job, you gotta be lazy. But not lazy in I want to learn, I mean I don't want to learn, like not lazy to learn, but lazy to do things. You always find a way? Yes, that's the thing. But the thing is that you want to avoid spaghettiness at best. Spaghettiness is what will kill your games, basically. Oh, I knew it. Ah, we are so out of place. Wait. 120, 36. The easy way to do a thing is shorter. The one that will require you to do the less typing, basically. All right. I'm so running out of place. And also, it's very late. So I've never, I mean, in a game, I've never let the game kind of, you know how in Stardew Valley you get kicked out when it's too late? I never had this in this one. So I hope I'm not gonna lose my items. Oh no. Where are my super rare items? Right here. Okay, cool. Now let's go fetch what I left at the storage. Alright, can I read the challenge drive? I can try. And for you, don't do that spaghetti class name da 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 da. Extends node in one line. Do like normal person. Oh. Yeah, really? I think that I used to do that. If you go back in Starter series, it's possible that I did that the way you say it. But I don't know, I think I once saw it in one line and I was like, oh, it actually makes more sense in one line. Because I think that in all the languages in the world, they are in one line. Because, for example, I mean, I don't know, not all the languages in the world, of course, but the thing is that, for example, in C#, the inheritance come with a colon, right? So you have the class name, colon, and a parent class. It's harder to read? I don't think so. I mean, I never had problems with that. I never questioned it being hard or not. That's an interesting thought. This is never gonna fit. Like, never ever. Okay, no, I'm pessimistic. Wow, this is gonna be fitting. Let's go. It's harder to read if you don't use it. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. In programming in general, there's just like so many ways to do things, and it's so hard to find like those little conventions. And okay, you honestly, I don't know if you're ready. I mean, to actually see how much people are ready to fight over whether we're gonna use one space or two spaces. This can get super wild. Very, very, very wild. Like, for example, like I'm I'm very troubled in the sense that I need to have my scripts be like I want to write them. And yeah. Sometimes there's the spacing thing exactly. You say it when I want to say it. The two space. So say I use my two spaces. I don't care. What do you like? No, well, it's fine. Yeah. For example, when you have one space, things can be looking kind of too tight together, too clunked. So it's, to me, it's harder to read. When there are like two spaces between functions, it feels good to me. To my eyes, feels good. But some people don't. And sometimes I open some codes or I look at some people doing some codes on YouTube and I'm like, yuck. But at the same time, for example, in C#, I don't have this problem. In C#, I go with a one space between functions and stuff. Because I think the only difference there is in C# is because you have the curly brackets. The curly bracket itself is creating an empty line. Sort of. So it kind of adds a second one. 3 plus 5 space? Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's such a thing as spacing too much. Eventually you will irritate people, but you will always make it readable or something. So I'm gonna put everything in there just to make sure that my items are not gonna be deleted. Because I would be super mad if my two little guys here would get deleted. Okay, I think we're good. Oh yeah, those kind of comments, I don't mind them, like, oh. That was an easy Easter egg to get. Those comments, I don't mind them. I mean, I think they're quite nice. I just don't want to bother doing them because that's annoying to do. And if I don't have all of these have the same length, I'm not gonna sleep. Wow, that's a lot of wow. Wow. What? Wait, is it back? Oh yeah, but it's the same, right? And the collectors, he wants different ones. Oh really? I'm doing this again? Omega Psi. Eventually I could go search for those eggs. But I'm not that rich to spend the day idling. Well, I don't mind the egg. You're gonna have some work before Easter. Thank you again for the explanation. It's getting night. Yeah, good night and stuff. You take care and I'll see you later. And yeah, I hope that was useful because that's very important to grasp. It's very useful. Tomorrow midnight, Sunday. Oh yeah. I don't know how much time you are ahead of me. It is, what time is it? It's 21. Oh yeah, maybe a few hours, that would make sense. I think I will just go and sell those to another pawn shop. Oh, when is your Easter day? I have no idea. Like, absolutely no idea. I mean, it's probably like the kind of things you do on a Sunday. And it's the kind of, yeah, it changes every year, so. But it changes, the date changes, but not the weekdays. So I think it's the Monday. You're one away in the past. Yeah. So yeah, I think we do that on Mondays. Like the Monday is the no worky day. But usually people celebrate on Sunday, right? Like you do like the big lunch on Sunday, and then the Monday you do nothing at all. I saw this guy. He was trying to say, "Oh, I don't want to buy that," but he did. No, I don't care. No, the day is the same. The calendar date is changed. Yes, yeah, that's it, right? Because it is something like the eighth Monday in the year after spring, like the first whatever. Last week on April on Sunday. Oh, I thought I was like. Oh, wait a second. Oh no, that's cool. I thought it was something like this, like the fourth, or how long is it? How long has it been since spring? A month. Oh yeah. But I don't know. I didn't really question that. I knew when I was younger because I did care since it was a no work day. No work day. It's I actually don't know how to say that in English. Like a celebration day? And I think like in France we have a lot of no work days compared to some other places. What do you mean now you can care? You don't paint eggs? Well, I don't. As a matter of fact, I don't. But I could. The thing is that at the moment, right now, I'm. I mean, every day is a work day and every day is a no work day at the same time. And I actually prefer it that way. I really hate it when you're like super motivated and stuff. But it's Sunday, so you can't work. That gross. Gross. Play don't have enough money? That's not possible. I will not even be able to buy the fuel. Okay, for me, go tomorrow and paint 10x. What color do you want? Okay, so my favorite color is actually magenta. So suit yourself. Oh my god. I'm in trouble. Okay. Gonna paint tomorrow 10 eggs in purple? No, purple's disgusting. I said magenta. Obviously, I'm overreacting on purpose, but yeah, that's the point. Only purple. Yeah. I mean, that's an easier color to get. Yeah, sure, go purple. I mean, I'm sure that Fluffy and Elfium will be very happy about it. Especially Fluffy and his Gucci purple. I don't know about that. See, that's the thing. I can't. I mean, I miss a lot of things, like, because I'm not focused, but that's the point. I mean, that's the point of streams, right? It's fun to see people getting out of focus and do dumb things. Probably. Oh, I will go and paint? I mean, I do have a few eggs, which I don't usually have. But I would. I don't know if I can crack them and keep the shells without. I mean, there's probably a way. I just have to retrieve the money. Uh, 200 for the table. Okay, give me the money. Ooh, shiny. Go and buy some colors. It's like €1. No, 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 no. It's way much more than that. One color for 12 eggs. Yeah. Painting. I don't even know what kind of paint I would want. Probably watercolor. You really want me to do that? Like, there's no way I do that. You will have to pay me back. You know I'm broke, right? I'm like super broke. Oh, I have to be in. But the thing is that if I do that, it's probably not gonna be tomorrow, like, could take a few days. Yeah, so I think I can try this again. Oh, my brother's playing Drug Dealer Simulator. It's actually a very good game. I really like this. I need to paint some eggs. At some point, I think I could paint the eggs and then break them to eat them. Who in the years paint some damn eggs will take more than 1 hour? Go paint with him? I don't know. I will see him on Sunday, that's for sure. But he will probably not care about that. My brother is like more than 30 years old. Oh, I don't know if I can make any promise. On stream, yeah. So all I have to do basically is just like remove the video from the videos. And the promise is gone. And the thing is that would be like hella expensive just to make a joke. I mean, hella expensive, let's not be exaggerating. But I don't have my painting stuff with me. The thing is that my paint stuff is literally... I mean, at this point it's cheaper to buy a new one. But my paint stuff is basically at my mother's house, which is like... would cost me €200 to get that. In 2 days. So I will probably not do that. You don't need painting stuff. Yes, I do. I need brushes. I need paint. And you know how, like, you say, like, buy one color. This doesn't exist here. Like, they will force selling stuff on you. Boil the water. Put the color in. And then drop the egg in the water. What? How? It's not painting? That's like... Okay, so you're talking about food colorant. See, that's not how we paint eggs here. You paint the egg with the painting brush. Yeah, that's the thing. You paint the egg and you do some cool things on it. Oh, I like this table. Is that a poker table? I need it. I'm gonna buy this no matter what. That's the easier way. Yeah, sure, but you don't have cool patterns on them. I want a poker table. And, oh no. I thought it was gonna be cheap. You don't need cool patterns? Yes, I do. I mean, if I'm gonna pay those eggs, I'm gonna go all the way through. Then go for it. Yeah, I don't know. I said if. But right now we are in the else section of the statement. A rocket figurine. What do you mean by no? Like, I don't know what I would do with that. And I don't even know what you would do with a picture of a purple egg. Like, purple's disgusting. Yet again. Oh, that was a poke table. I was so right. See, I think one of my goals in real life is to basically be not so poor that I can have a room with a pool table. I really love pool. How do you say that in English? Snooker. I have the French name. Go find your magenta. Yeah, well, that's probably gonna be, I don't know. And this, honestly, will more around €5 than anything else. Oh, I need to buy a lockpick. Yes, locksmith. Lockpicking tools, go to a locksmith. Well, but where do I get the lockpicking tools? You're so stubborn? I'm so stubborn, you're the one who is not dropping the fact that you want me to paint eggs! How am I the stubborn one here? I will get in trouble for not respecting tradition? Yet again, I'm French. In France, number one, religion's bad. Number two, that doesn't work for religions. What's the name in English? That doesn't work for Muslims, right? So in France, Catholic religions are bad, Muslim religions are good. So I'm serious. I'm not joking. I wish I would be joking. That's the thing. If you're a Christian, you better hide it. Yeah, that's the same thing. I mean, you're Orthodox. The thing is that you come from the same root, I would say. And if anything, I think that the Orthodox thing is a little bit more. I mean, I lean in more. What am I? I'm technically. I don't even say one. Technically, I would say I'm an atheist. But if anything, I think that the approach of the Orthodoxy regarding the reading of the Bible, as in. I mean, from what I heard, the way they interpret it, I do agree a little bit more with that. But usually tradition in the sense of doing traditions because the old guy said so, that's not really something I do. I'm not against ritual, but I actually want to have ritual which makes sense regarding your actual life at the moment. And that may be like a very, very, very rough way to say that, but some people would say that Christians do think that Jesus was a real person, while Orthodox actually consider Jesus as a learning feature which never existed, but it's just like a I want to say a virtual character that was created to teach things, and that I lean in a little bit more with that. You don't know. Not the most faithful here. I'm just doing this because you like getting eggs. I never read the Bible. The thing is that, for example, I've been confronted with the Catholic religion a little bit because I went to Catholic schools. A lot of schools, private schools, are Catholic. And yeah, when you're in those schools, even though it's supposed to be mainstream here, that was something like people weren't engaging with. You had a few people, like few students, few kids who were from Catholic families, but that was really quiet and on the low. And to be fair, on what would call a daily basis, I'm a lot more confronted to Muslims because they actually are very loud regarding their religion. And that's the thing. For some reasons, I mean, some reasons we do know. I mean, that's not even conspiracy or anything. But for example, in France, we had a huge fight between the Catholic Church and the Freemasonry, like a very huge fight. And the Freemasons, they won, basically. So because of that, now the church has a very bad reputation in general. So, and in a sense, since right now there's like a huge movement of people moving from Arabic Koreans toward France, they are actually outnumbering Catholic peoples around, because yeah, it's kind of this. Basically, the Catholic guys were pushed away from their religion, and then we have the immigrants which are bringing in their religion. But right now, at this point in the time in history, it's actually preferred to accept religions from other people, especially to get them in. It's this kind of things I don't necessarily really understand, the in and out of why they want so much immigration. Since we're losing a lot of jobs anyway. Like, I mean, every passing day is a lot of job being destroyed every day. So I don't know why they want to keep having workers coming in. I know one thing: eating eggs and cash plans. I actually don't eat eggs that much. It's actually quite surprising I do have some right now. But I would have never thought about the idea of having food colors in them. Okay, so sell me a locksmith thing. How do I buy that? Oh, maybe in the tools. I'm so smart. That's actually quite expensive. Do I buy that? Yeah, you're going. It's nearly 23. Yeah, I can keep you here a long time. You better get going. Good night. You have a good night, and I will see you later. Good learning, good learning. Alright, let's open it. No? How does this work? Open. No. Is it locksmith to open? I just bought. I don't have the money. I want to buy that, but I just can't. Why I can't locksmith that? Do I need to have this in the warehouse? That would be kind of crazy. Halo Sable? Well, hello Black Tie. And I think I gotta say welcome. It's probably the first time I see you in the chat. Thank you so much for your idle game tutorials for Godot. Really helpful. And I'm glad that you like it. And I'll also say nice to meet you, Shinjon. I think that's the first time I see you in the chat here. Is it just me? How the hell do you lockpick that? Oh, I have to get my items back. Journal. Tutorials! Let's see. What do they say about that? Locksmith. To access the content, you must use lockpicking tools or go to a locksmith. Yes, we do agree on that. To open a lock container, you must purchase a lockpicking tool. And you can hover the locked icon, alright, and hold the right mouse button. So here. Whoa! Yeah, you watch the Godot Idle tutorials, they're very helpful. Well, it's actually quite funny that you guys both arrive at the same time. Well, yeah, I'm glad that you like it. So it could mean a lot of different things. Because I have like a few different series, but yeah. Usually people come with the starter series in mind, or the last one, the Crystal Factory. Right now, if you may have noticed, I'm starting something different with the tower defense. I'm going through tower defense again. We did that for the last game jam I was participating in. So it's quite different. And eventually I will go back to making idle games in the future. I will do that again, but not so soon. And I hope it's gonna be better. Because I have some, I want to say some room for improvement. And yeah, I really want that to actually be harnessed. And I think it's gonna be a C# thing. Because I know that people probably prefer GDScript because it's easier to get with, to start with. But I really think that on the long run, C# is gonna be, I want to say, better for everyone in the sense that I think it's better to develop with C#. Simply because I don't know how big of projects you have created so far with Godot, but the thing is that GDScript, since it is not compiled, you can basically create errors in your program and it will not notice that you create errors. Things that C# can do, right? C# when you create errors, if we say that, it will notice. It will notice very quickly. And that's very cool. Also, it's kind of, I want to say, we never know, because this is kind of the, I don't want to say it's clickbait video, because it's absolutely not, but basically I watched someone who did benchmark GDScript versus C#. It was a little bit confusing how he did the tests, but basically C# was faster. But sometimes I think that he was talking about GDScript in a very weird way. But yeah, overall C# is faster, so I'm gonna take that as a why not. Okay, so I need to bring that egg to someone. Where are they? Right here. Oh, and I have the items to retrieve as well. So you should begin to use C#? Thank for your advice, Nadia. Well, the thing is that you don't have to. You absolutely not have to. If you do know how to code in GDScript, you can watch a Godot C# tutorial and you should be able to translate it to GDScript. It should be fine. But then the difference is so subtle that it doesn't really matter which one you use. It's really a matter of preference. I do it for the compiler. That's it. But then if you learn C#, a good thing is that you actually kind of open doors to eventually get to work on some project which you C#, gaming or not gaming. So that's a cool thing, very cool thing. Or you just even open doors to actually use other engines, right? So if you one of these days want to use Unity, let's say, it's gonna be easier. So I don't know if I should be doing a series regarding how to use C# and don't really try to do something at the same time, because right now I'm doing tower defense, but I think it goes hand in hand. Probably goes hand in hand. Alrighty. So here's the egg person. Hey. Wow. Let's go. Okay. I don't know if I will be hunting for this. We'd probably do that if I would be further in the game, but I'm still very early. Not so rich. So you oh, okay, just rereading that. Never mind. Wait, what? The question is, hey, do you watch reality shows similar to game? I don't think I know what you're talking about. Oh, that's gonna be a very bad one. Warehouse wares. Oh, okay. I don't. But I do know that actually it's my brother who found this game, and it kind of did. I kind of do watch that. And sometimes I've seen a few episodes with him because my father also watched this. So I've seen a few episodes. Yeah. I mean, that's alright to watch. And especially the thing is, because we're in France, they watch the translated version, and sometimes the translations on top of the actual episode is very, very funny. So yeah, it adds an extra layer of fun. But no, here, I don't know, I just actually, for some reasons, I really like the idea of kind of loot boxing the storages. It's kind of nice. Like finding those items and trying to find cool things. And I really like what they added. Like, I guess it's the glossary, so you can keep track of what you found. That's pretty cool. But yeah, what I was thinking is that eventually I will start playing games that people can join in. So for example, in a few days, a week and something now, there will be the extension for V-Rising. So I will definitely play the game, I think. And since it is a multiplayer game, people from the Discord and this channel will be able to join. So that's kind of cool. And I mean, because yesterday I was talking with someone on Discord, and we talked about Temtem. And I was thinking that could be a good game actually to play on stream, because that's a game people can actually play and kind of join me and visit me while I'm playing. That could be fun. Oh, that's an item. So yeah, it is a fun-looking game. Yeah, that's kind of it. Like, I kind of like the idea. I usually like. It's not too hard. It's a lot of menial tasks, but I don't mind. You have V-Rising if available. You want to participate? Yeah. So basically, there's the expansion that is released on the 28th. And I don't know yet if I'm gonna make a private server. Maybe I will. That's probably the best way, because I usually don't like public server because they're like, you don't even have a place to put your castle. Dang it. I hate that. So yeah. If you want to get the infos, you join the Discord, there will be informations around there. The thing is that I hate that, like, one of the guys from Discord, he hyped me about it. Like, I was actually not thinking about it right. I knew the expansion would release, but I was like, no, I don't want to think about it too much. And we did talk about it, and now I want to play the game. I want to play the expansion. It's now released, so I'm super frustrated. Like a lot. Okay, what's in the box? We have a silver bangle. Oopsie. And what is that? A clay pitcher. And I would say a very good one. Oh, a microphone. Almost. Probably better than mine. But it's not a bad one. You're a good microphone. Yeah, I'm gonna sell this here. Yeah, so this I bring back home. Oh no, that's just a rock. I thought I lost something on the road. So yeah, the thing is that with this game, I'm kind of curious to see how things evolve. Like, what happens when you get a little bit more money? That you can buy more interesting storages, better vehicles, even houses. Could be fun to see what there's in there. Telephone. I really couldn't put that before. That would be cool, buying houses and stuff. Yeah, probably. But the money, even though it's going up, it's not that fast. I was expecting a little bit more. Well, maybe I should start selling in the area. Yes, I would do that. Because the thing is, when you sell in a specific neighborhood, you gain experience in there, and you increase the quality of storages you can buy. So I probably should sell around here. Yeah, I'm gonna sell everything. Well, maybe not. Maybe not the blue items and stuff. They're better getting more profit at home. Hey, you. Yeah, under 100 I will sell. So can I buy this, by the way? It's probably very expensive. Can I buy this? Oh no, I think I don't have the level. Oh yeah, I definitely don't have the level. Okay, so let's bring this back. Or maybe I want to buy another storage here. Yeah, that could be cool. Interesting, selling around places, making more reputation, exactly. And also, I think that's specific because I'm on the hard difficulty. When I win a bidding, I do get experience and reputation as well. I'm gonna pick the one, the level 2 one. Let's go. Let's crush in there. Hey. So I think I'm gonna buy this no matter what. I'm very bad. Oh, a corpse! I'm very bad at guessing the price. I should tell my brother to come on the stream to tell me. Oh, it looks like I still have my software that does keyboard sounds. Did I? No, I think I got it. Oh, it's here. Yeah, it's here. Maybe I should remove it. Where is it? There we go. Oh, that's actually a cool table. Also, I do like seeing the items getting in a better shape as you repair them. Or you just find better items. Oh, what? Wait, what? Oh, I can scan. Super cool. I didn't know that. Right, let's see. Stop. Stop rolling. Stop. Get. Right. Let's have a little bit more places. Small items, please. Oh, that's the Easter egg thing. Everything's broken. I think it's worth it because since I can repair those, they're way more than... Oh yeah, like the value goes up like crazy. Oh no, absolutely not. That was the cost. I was looking to buy one. Never mind. I thought I had like ×2. But absolutely not. Oh, that's shoes. Yeah, that's worth a nice little value. And I think I will have to make several trips. That will make sense. Okay, that fits. Portable grill. That's for good camping situations, I guess. Can I put that without breaking everything? Yes. So far, so good. So good so far. I don't know. Woohoo! What's in there? Okay. Okay, that seems good. Can go in. Yeah. Oh, that's something I have to praise. Okay, let's go with that. And I will sell in this region as well. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Well, the only bad thing with this game is that the music's on the radio. They don't allow me to make monetization in the streams. Not that I would make a lot of advertising revenue with this, but we never know. Here we go. Hi, sir. Do you wish to buy all my crop? I will sell this at home. Whoa. Driving like a drunk man. The steering wheel looks to make some money? It could be. The thing is that, okay, so I don't know how much you know the game. There's like equality colors, and by default there are things you can identify and you can't. For example, right now, I can only identify green and blue, but I can't identify the pink ones. I have to get them to the specialist so they can identify those items for me. So that's gonna be the surprise for the next time. So I have to bring this to the guy. Wait a few hours. 5 p.m. That's fine. And then, yeah. I think I have to spend 8,000 to be able to identify pink things. Okay. Okay. Which means that I do have to identify 100 objects to make it worth my money. Hope to make good money. I hope it's gonna be better than 80. That's the thing, right? For example, the chests. When you start, identifying the chest costs more than what they are worth. So very bad. But yeah, spending 80 to get the guy identify this for me. And we're good to go back. Eventually I could increase the spaces of my shop. Yeah. It's been a long time since I visited the shop. I hope I do have enough storage. Oh, and I don't have gas anymore. Let's refill. This camera. Let's go. The travel back home is so long. Pro driving? Yeah, and you should see me drive while I read the chat. That's something. Because here's the screen, here's the chat. But at the same time, I have a little thumbnail feedback of my own screen next to the chat. So I can try to do both, but it's not really easy. Yeah, just joking. Yeah, I mean that's the thing, right? Because when I'm reading the chat, it's very often when I will crash into something. Yeah. You may go, madam. Let's sell a few things. So that's 200 minus 4. Something like this. And let's take my new items in because they're way more expensive. Let's go. Those two guys, I think they're scheming to haste my shop. They are always here. Uh, 54. That's a lot of math. Yikes. I didn't become a programmer to do math. That's for sure. I mean, not that kind of math. Also, one of these days, I should try to look into transforms and dot products and that kind of things. You know, for game dev, it can be useful. And even more if I want to make, I mean, if I want to learn how to make my own engines, it's going to be important. A bucket. All right. Let's bring the last thing in. All right, all right. Okay, so what can I do to improve the spell shop? That's the question also. 200 for this guy. And 84. Alright, so let's see the computer. Oh, I can set this guy to automatically list items? At what price? I'm still gonna screw it. So we can buy a specialization. Can improve the ogling. Listed items. Why is there a timing? So we can increase the space. And we can increase the warehouse. So the quest says buy specialization. I think that I can do. But what? Furniture. Furniture is something we get a lot at the start of the game, I feel like. We get a lot of furniture and... Wait, what is it exactly? Household. Equipment, household, house, electronics, fashion, art. There's a bit of art and culture at the beginning of the game as well. Art. Oh. Yeah, I'm gonna go with household. There's a lot of that. There we go. Items can be listed at 20% higher prices and customer will be more likely to buy them. Even more complicated calculations. Yes, I couldn't ask for more. Oh, wait, what? Become a storage hunter. You have just completed the tutorial mission and taken your first steps on the path to becoming a true storage hunter. From now on, you have to expand your empire, acquire wealth, and expand your renown on your own. Suggested activities. Visit Black Elk City. I think that's done. Invest in your business. Yeah, thanks. And take part in blind auctions. I think I don't have the reputation to do that. Nor the money. That's super expensive. So... yeah. Maybe I will have this guy automatically listing. I hope he knows the prices. And I will leave him be. Okay, so next day I gotta find something worth my day of buying stuff, my money, my fuel, mostly my fuel. And we have 2.7k. Hope so, he knows the price. He better... See? I was reading the chat. He knows the prices. Yeah, he better know that. I mean, the thing is that, for example, right here, I unlocked something that gave 20% more on the furniture. So is he gonna apply that? I hope so. And since I'm sleeping right here, I'm actually gonna be right back very quickly. Very quick break. Oh, and the wheel. Okay, so here we get out, I press escape, and I will be right back very shortly. And there I am, back. Let's see, camera on and continue. So yeah, the wheel's ready. Wheel's ready. Did I leave something in there? No, cool. So yeah, I was thinking maybe I should check the cars. Not real good at multitasking while driving, right? Guess let's see. What do we have? So that's probably the one I have, yes. And yeah, that's bigger. Definitely. No. I'm not that rich. Okay, so the wheel is at the other side. So... do I want to go there right now? Or do I want to get a bidding right here? Blueberry. Level 1? Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna go to the other side. The other side. That's a weird way to name that. What I like with the radio on this game is that it really much reminds me of Borderlands. I kind of like the music, the style of this game, of these games. But I do hope that the next car is faster. Borderlands, you played it, but you don't remember any music. Well, anything that could remind you of the Badlands of Australia. There you have it. That's the thing. It's kind of like this, I would say, country, dusty desert vibe. Alright. Oh, that's terrible. Let's go. Actually, I don't even keep track of what I buy, if I actually make profit or not. Your favorite music are from Fallout 3. I actually didn't play that. I played a little bit of 4. We have a creepy doll, which is gonna kill us. And a radiator. Let's go for the radiator. Found of the game, really? Like Galaxy News Radio. Oh, wait a second. Maybe I did play it a little bit. Is it the one where you can decide to nuke a city? Yeah, I think I played it a little bit. Actually, I had a very short playthrough on this game. That's pretty much it. I think that's what happened. I played the game, I went all in, very useless ways, perfect on its $6. Crap. I went on a lot of useless stats for combat, so, and I always play on very high difficulties, so combat was very difficult. And I ended up in this tower where this guy is like, alright, do you want money? Click on this button. And I was like, sure, I want money. And I actually had like the super fancy apartment and stuff. And at this point, since I'm a huge roleplay guy, I decided that regarding my character, Well, it was the time to sell. No reason to go explore the super far badlands of Fallout when you have like the most super cool apartment. So this is where my story ended. If I play, you really want to see it? That could be. Actually, I don't think. I don't know how I played this. I don't remember who had the game. Probably my brother. And Penny Tower? Probably. Guess my character's still there. I mean, it looked quite okay. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, where you nuke the Megatown. Exactly, Megaton Town or something like this. I mean, yeah. I mean, in French it's probably Megaton. But yeah, Megatown, that makes sense. This is never gonna fit. Okay, so maybe the best I can do is have the chest over it. And... oh, I can put the table. Oh, wait! Alright, never mind, it's good. Yeah, I think I went into a kind of scientific build. Didn't turn out very well. It was good for the time, but now even I have a hard time playing it. Oh yeah. Well, you know, sometimes you're surprised. Because I remember when I was young, I discovered Bethesda with Skyrim. One of my friends, she was playing Oblivion and Morrowind, but when I was looking at the game, I was like, yeah, no way I'm gonna play this ever. It's just so ugly. And just like, kind of as a joke, right? We have a word in French which is very, very, very close to Khajiit, basically. And what it means is a very ugly person, but usually that's something you say to refer to a girl that you would never date because she's ugly. And that's how I was calling the Khajiits, because they were terrible models. So ugly. But then I played Skyrim very recently. I mean, very recently. Let's say in the last few years. And I was bored. So I went to Oblivion instead. And I had so much more fun on Oblivion. And then I was like, okay, let's go all the way through it. And I went to Morrowind and I was like, okay, the game's ugly. The gameplay's clunky. But it's so much more fun. Because the game, in its core thing, there's a lot more. There's a lot more roleplay, and even though the environment is less immersive because it's not as good visually, since you actually have to go be proactive to do the things, find where you have to go, read the quest because there's no marker pointer, you're a lot more invested in it, and I really love that. There is more death to play. Yeah, exactly. Alright, time to see 363. So the storage, the warehouse, it costed, yes, well, whatever, 475. So this alone, very good. Oh, I gotta keep the furnitures. I'm gonna sell the non-furnitures here. And okay, so that it's actually a household. This goes to my shop right now. Oh, come on. Why is that not breaking? Oh yeah, and also there's this thing that regarding Fallout 4, there is this thing that I thought was just like kind of killing it for me, and I don't know. I don't know why it was such a big deal because technically it's not. It's like the game started, and you know, with the intro scene, etc. And then you get out of the vault, and the characters all like, "Oh no, I have to find my son." And it was so obvious that like the son would be like the bad guy who's an adult. Like it was like so given by the introduction, and the guy just never closing his mouth about this. That I don't know. I felt like it was like the game's annoying at this point. Like almost like I felt like the game was trying to make to send me the message that I was too stupid to get the idea. That was a weird experience. I don't know how far I went to the game. I remember there was a guy who was like a ghoul, like the I want to say mayor ghoul, and I just wanted this guy as my buddy and settle to his place. Oh no, not here. I will Captain Ghoul or something like this. Yeah. Okay, time. Oh wait, what was it? Underworld, you think it is with the museum? It yes, I kind of ring a bell. Like I think there's a moment where you go in a kind of city with the, like a city of ghouls, and is it like the leader or something, which can become a someone you can hire to explore the game with? I don't know. I think there's a ghoul you can have as a sidekick. Washington Monument close by. I don't remember much. So that's the thing. That's mostly. I only played it a little bit because my brother had the game, but. And this whole terrible scenarios thing. Oh! That's a beautiful sink! And crappy mattresses. I don't want to touch that. But I will have to. Oh, come on, give me that for 100. And then there is a chest and a load box. We'll see about that. I'm supposed to be guessing the value of the warehouse, but I'm so not into that. That was 80 starting price. Maybe I'm going a bit high here. Oh, come on, lady. think the game heard me and is trying to get as much money as possible from me. Oh, come on. She can't be real. I'm actually quite surprised the other NPCs are still here. Yeah, you know what? Goodbye. Like, I'm gonna spend 1,000 on this. Okay, let's try this one. Oh, that's huge. And terrible. Terrible. Good decision, I think so. The game was like, are you really gonna spend 1,000 on this? $200, that's very decent. We can go, we can go. I like the reputation increase as things are being sold in a shop. Oh, come on. They really don't want me to have a warehouse right now. Alright. 300? That's a lot. I'm not sure we can get it. We can get it back. Oh, okay, that's good, that's good. The shirt? Yeah, not that much. I mean, that's a shirt, of course it's not that much. Worse, that's a shirt which has been worn a lot. Ooh, a perfect cutting board. I could get that, and I could use one. Halloween witch candle. $60? Oh my god. Witchcraft is expensive. Who would have known? Oh, and of course the candle holder. So what the hell happened here? There's a mattress, a witch candle, a shirt from someone who's not here. That's... yeah, I'm gonna say that's fine. I'm not gonna question it. Maybe she's still around, listening. Cabinet. That's fun. A radio. Huh. And we pump it up. Nice. I'm gonna make two travels, 2 trips. Oh, am I running out of storage though? That's a possibility. No, you're gonna put the items. Yes, you're gonna put the items. I don't have to. Let's go! Oh, maybe I should have taken the money. Oh no, I didn't check what I got from this warehouse. Did I make any profit? Oh yes, I did. Pretty good. Here we go. Here we go. And even more. Nope. Right in. There we go. I don't really know what I want to invest into next. Because a better car is just slightly less trips. And technically, it could be a fuel saving. That's possible. But better tools, that's good as well. Can you improve your fixing ability skills? Exactly. Here you can basically buy the verification tool, which allows you to identify higher qualities, and same thing, you can improve the fixing tool, which allows you to get to a higher quality. The only thing I feel is, I don't know if I want to say it's a miss in this game, but I would have appreciated that improving items, instead of just right-clicking on them, would require to get them to the warehouse and, you know, improve the quality, which get them into a quality improvement for a certain amount of time. And also eventually, you know, the more you improve a certain kind of items, the more you get experience in them, right? So you have to choose what items you're going to improve, what items you're going to ignore. And do you want to specialize or just be improving everything kind of things? Oh. That's what the witchcraft was for. Dark magic to get the shirt floating. That's still kind of expensive to have a floating shirt. $60. And that was 66. Wait. Is there a message here? Like the witch candle costing $66? I think it's time for the next day. Oh, and I should retrieve the money. Definitely. So that's the thing. I don't know if my guy is setting the right price. I don't know if I can see that in your tutorial. Let's see. Pawn shop. No. Yeah, I know. Right, let's end this day and see what's next. Okay, so I had the weird message. Maybe I lost an item. I don't know. Oh, I can change things, but I have nothing. Cool. Cool. And I can remove the furniture. Probably not very useful. It's probably a button to break your house and never be able to put it back again. We know this kind of buttons. Alright, let's take a little bit of refuel. And see how much we did. Okay. No, a little bit too much in the door. Hi, sir. Oh, 2.5k. That's big. It's quite big. I'm gonna take it. And I think I need a little bit more. Of course I do need more. Of course I do. Okay, let's see what we have. Do we have an auction here? Ooh, that's a big one. I think I should try. This is gonna be so expensive. Why is it that expensive? Okay, what's gonna be in there? Good parking. Yes, that was. Really? What is this? I'm gonna trust the process. I'm gonna trust the process. Oh my god. 800 already. It's been going so high so fast. But I gotta trust the process. I gotta trust it. Oh my god. Oh, come on! Alright. We have it. Now we cry. Do we? Kind of. So, yeah, that's a good start. Ironing board. That's a good start. Well, my shirt would be way less wrinkled. Oh no! There we're starting. Android leg. Actually, that could be quite interesting. A mouse. A silver bangle. Okay, that's kind of nice. 100. A sink. Okay. A robbery mask. Ooh. That I will take. Maybe I should keep it. And how do you know it's a robbery mask? Come on. Wow. That's a gem. This is gonna be so... This is gonna cost so much to appraise. Common notebook. Wow, $5. Cool. An urn. Well, who's in there? Expensive, yeah. I don't know how much I will have to spend just to appraise this. Wait, that's a safe? The lock's been destroyed? What did I do? Okay. Another Android leg? Okay, that's getting weird. Like, did someone put themselves in an Android but failed? Or just like updated their Android? I don't know. Dead people and Androids. That's the thing of this thing. And the dirty mattress. Oh my god, can you get something that I can... I don't even know where the military guy is. Oh yes, I do remember. Dynamite to open the safe. I think I do need that. I'm gonna use the rocket. A wind chime. Chime? Wow, a bowl. Oh, a lion. That's the thing, I can be amazed by a lot of very casual things. Yeah. Oh, another chest. Okay, I can open this. Or not. Is he gonna make me pay more because I broke the lock? Probably. Okay. We can do it. Okay, first trip. Probably he better not. So if I remember correctly, the military guy is right behind my pawn shop. Alright. There we go. Next is the locksmith. Hi sir, I kinda, yeah, did bad things. No, it looks fine. Or maybe it's more expensive. Maybe it is. Okay, so you sell that, I will be away for the day. Let's go to the big city. Like, eventually there's something I can do. I open a new warehouse in the city, I sell the things in the city, and then I get back and grab what's left. Seems like a good move. I don't even remember what's in my truck. That's a very bad thing. Oh! Okay. We can honk, that's a good game. That's how you make the difference between a good and a bad simulation game. Can you honk? Music's coming, but it's not loud. Hope you got not copyrighted. I am getting copyrighted. I could get the sound of the game a little bit higher. Let's do that.
Can I help you?
Oh, this is gonna be expensive as hell. Let's go. Oh, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. 12 hours? Yeah, I'm gonna come back tomorrow. Well, the thing is that anyway, those streams are not where I have the most traffic on my channel. So, at best, I'm missing on like 1 or 2 cents per stream, so it's not really gonna change and make me less broke. What have you got? Well, I do have got Android legs. What do you say about that? Oh, come on. I'm at the wrong shop. How is that? Girl, you have an Android right behind you. She literally can't. Oh man, I don't know. Oh, am I getting hungry? I think I am. Nah, I know. I have to ask myself this kind of question. Tough life. Alright. So it's... yeah, I gotta go fast. And go to an auction. Be very quick. And eventually I will be able to go back, find what's next in the warehouse I opened earlier. Alright, anything here? Yes, let's go. I don't mind. Go, go, go. Yeah, there's a good parking. Okay, go, go, go. Oh no, a ball, that's like the worst thing. What's your favorite game genre theme? That's a good question. I do enjoy the idle games, of course. But at the same time, it depends on my mood, I guess. Come on, this thing is useless. This kind of game, I kind of like playing that kind of... Wait. Okay. Usually I do like to play that with other people. Like, technically, that's the kind of, like, simulation games I mean. That's the kind of thing I will be playing with my brother when we play as two. But this one is solo, so... Yep, too bad for him. It's also very sad, because basically he wants to play the game. But his computer is very crap, so he gotta use GeForce Now. And the game's not on GeForce Now. So, yeah, I'm playing it, he doesn't. Otherwise, I spent probably way much more time than anyone would expect on League of Legends. And all its derivative. I mean, I started playing the game when I was in high school. So that's almost 20 years ago. Damn. Unfortunate flame, yes. I mean, eventually one of these days it will come to GeForce. Oh, there's just so much. I will not be able to make it in one trip. But I have to. No, there's no way. Okay, we're gonna make it two. But yeah, like the genre is very complex. I think I play a lot of different things. As long as the game's good and I'm in it, that's fine. Oh, I hate it. We can't broke the things. I mean, that probably makes more sense than anything else, but yeah, buy this. Yeah, milestone unlocked. Yippee! So yeah, I gotta visit Locksmith and. Where is he? Right here. Right here. So I don't know, what's actually your... Do you have a favorite genre game you do like to play? Space related. Alright, but you do like RPGs. So, like, is Starfield something that goes best of both worlds? I don't know, I didn't play it. Oh, that's a good one? Well, so it is. Oh, come on. Come on! Oh, I'm stuck. And table. Okay, we're good to go. Okay, so those are household items, so I'm gonna bring them back home. You played Starfield, but did not finish it. Maybe not in the mood. You played Mass Effect. Oh, I did hear about this a little bit. Usually science fiction isn't really something I'm into, but sometimes I am. Depends. Like, for example, I know I've been playing Star Wars The Old Republic a little bit. I played the first Descendant, my brother wanted that. Did I really enjoy a science fiction game? Oh, I did a little bit of No Man's Sky, like quite a lot actually. But it got boring. Oh, back in the days, I did play Spore. We can't say it's a space game. I mean, a good portion of it isn't in space. Mass Effect was good. Yeah, I don't know why these games never appealed me to play them. Because they don't look bad. It's just like, yeah, there's a lot of games like this. Who was? Did I play that? And the answer is no. Actually, I don't even know what kind of games it is. It's space related, some mystery, as time elements. Oh. Time elements. Well, I don't know why this reminds me of Cyberpunk. Probably because of I've seen a little bit of a video about Cyberpunk with the fuchsia thing, the purple color, fuchsia color. And that looked very interesting, and that was an aspect of the game that I didn't know, which also makes me reminding that whoa. I did enjoy Cyberpunk. That was a really good game. The only reason why I'm not playing it anymore is because my computer was pretty much hitting the entire France during winter while I was playing it. So, not so good. I'm never gonna make it. I hate that. Okay, I'm gonna put one super widely. Okay, there we go. And I'm gonna make 2 trips. I did try a little bit of EVE Online as well. Didn't go very well. This I keep. I gotta keep that. Do you remember the first Cyberpunk 2077 trailer? You were never hyped up in a game before. Oh, really? Like, Cyberpunk, for some reasons, didn't hype me at all. Which, oh, I broke the game. So, the thing is that, I don't know. I couldn't care less about this game when it released. I wasn't waiting for it. And I just went like, meh, we're gonna try. And because I was expecting nothing, that was actually quite a good experience. I wasn't super enjoying the story, I would say. My story was like kind of meh. But otherwise the game's fine. Like very, very fine. And I had it on computer, so no bug or game breaking things. The trailer was cool enough. Well, actually, the thing is, I just didn't watch the trailers. Oh, that's the trick, right? You don't watch the trailers, so you don't get hyped. That's the thing I was talking about, like not long ago. I didn't watch what happened with V-Rising. And because of that, I wasn't hyped and I didn't care about it. But now I'm kind of waiting for it. It's kind of annoying to be waiting for something that doesn't get out. Okay, so, you know, for example, there's a game I've been very hyped about. And honestly, like, is this empty? You gotta be kidding me. This is empty. I'm not mad. Just highly disappointed. That's the thing with Strata. Yeah, so okay, I can show you basically the game I'm very most hyped about. And the thing is that it was supposed to release in December 2019, I think, or maybe December 2020. And it's still not out. It's still not out. Actually, they changed the entire team who make the game, but yeah. Let's see. I think I can share a video. Yeah, I don't know if I can share a video, but basically, yeah, that's the game. I'm actually waiting for Vampire Bloodlines 2 forever now. Like, forever. And I think I have it on Epic. But it's like... What is it? Oh no, I don't have Epic Games. It's... I don't know when it's gonna release. Honestly. Like, it's going for something random. But yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, release date 2025. I don't believe that. I'm gonna be honest, I don't. So... Yeah, that's the thing. Because the first iteration of this game is actually dating back to this one, which is 2004, I think. Do we have the release date? Yes, 2004. That's kind of old. And yeah, that goes back a lot. I heard that game, it is now releasing. It went through very bad times, for sure. But it will eventually. I didn't get my money back from it. I still have like the version I pre-ordered like in 2020 actually. I pre-ordered it in 2020, I think. So anyway. So I don't know actually if I'm gonna be disappointed because I've been waiting so long for the game for what's gonna be and eventually it could be not what I expect. Or if I've been waiting for so long that anyway, I will take anything. I will take anything. But yeah, I'm actually thinking back about the question you initially asked, which is what is your favorite genre? I think it's easier to say what are the games I spent the most time on. And why it's complicated to say that, because I've played so many games that, yeah, knowing exactly what is the most played. But basically, I think my most played games are definitely Black Desert Online. Like, very much. Then we have League of Legends, a lot of time on this as well. And RimWorld, a lot of time on RimWorld. And probably if you bundle up all the Borderlands game, that's a lot of time as well. Quite a lot. Alright, let's see. What kind of money do we have here? Yeah, I'll take it. So now it's just a question of collecting all the things we have ordered. I think RimWorld is Oh no, it's closed. It is the kind of game I love, but for some reason I can get sick of it. Yeah, that's the thing. RimWorld's great, but you kind of have to cool down from it, I think. Let's go! Dwarf Fortress, did you hear? Absolutely not, actually. I don't know what this is. And this is gonna be annoying too. There's so much things in there. I don't know what this is, so I can check. I'm not here. Actually I could. Do we have the stool? I don't see the stool. I'm gonna pray for this one. I'm gonna trust the process. Oh, that looks like RimWorld, it does. I have it! It's like RimWorld but with dwarves. Yeah. In fact, I didn't do a RimWorld thing. I mean game in my channel so far because I do think that it's quite complicated to go through. But maybe I should try. I don't know. The thing is that I do enjoy playing it. Would I like doing it? It's not the same deal. So yeah, what do we have? It is simple enough, right? I mean, that's what I like with this. It kind of reminds you that you can make simple games with simple graphics. You don't need to be an expert. Yeah, eventually I'll try. It's good. Maybe you should collaborate with someone with the skill to do it. Well, I don't know how much you know about this channel, but I've basically been collaborating on 2 projects. The first one is the tower defense I've been doing during the last game jam, and also an idle game, Blacksmith Idle Games. So you can find the Blacksmith Idle Games in lives at some point. And yeah, basically collaborating with someone who's doing arts, SVG textures. Still developing, it is so hard. Yes, it is. So that's something I will be doing in the tower defense series. I don't want to be using assets. That, you know, I think that the easy way to go with would have been going to Kenny's website and get the tower defense assets, just like everyone do. But no, I didn't want to do that because I kind of want people to be able to make their own, even if it's bad as, oh come on, even if it's bad, at least be able to make your own placeholders, you know, simple shapes with Inkscape. So I will eventually make videos on how to make simple placeholders with Inkscape. Yeah, I think the art should be created to fit the need of the game rather than the opposite. Rather than the game being created to do something with a bunch of art you have. I mean, it is a way for some people, I guess, but definitely not mine. Alright, let's go with that. Alright, so let's get this chest open. Oh, and retrieve the other one. Yeah. Saving fuel. Alright, what's in the chest? Seriously? A casserole? Without the food in it? Yeah, that's... I'm getting less and less hyped by those chests. That's terrible. May you ask how I do keep motivation on game developing? So, chance is more expensive. Yes, it is. That's the crazy aspect. So, the first thing is that I just drop projects. Like, if I feel like I want to stop a project to start something new, I will do it. So, for instance, I have probably around more than 100 projects created. Some which lasted for 10 minutes, some which lasted for a few days. But yeah, hundreds of projects created, and whenever I feel like meh, I move on. And for 100 projects created, I have 2 projects finished. And I don't really feel bad about it because that's my way to go. I've always been like this. And that's the first thing. I don't let myself be like demotivated by the I should make a game that I release for money. I think that's I don't go through that. I'm more like in this state of okay, I want to learn, and making a new project is going to be better than keep going on this one. That's for the first part. The first part is this. The second part is I'm not always motivated. For example, I started this channel a year ago, March 2024. And I've been going quite steadily the entire time, except for what I would call my 2 recovering eras, sort of. Because, as I just said, I finished 2 projects, which were for 2 different game jams. And after both projects, I felt very exhausted, and I was in the mood of I don't want to do anything. So I just did. I don't want to do anything. I do it. So yeah, that's kind of the thing as well. Yeah, you kind of have. I mean, I think, in my opinion, you kind of have to go through what your emotion center is telling you regarding how you feel about your projects. If you feel like it's boring, then don't do it. If you feel like you don't want to do it, then don't do it. And eventually, do other things. So at some point, you might get in a situation where you're like, okay, I want to learn how to make games, but I don't have the motivation to do that, or I don't know what to do. So my thing here is see exactly what is it that you don't want to do. Oh, actually, I want to check the prices. 321, 28, cool. So identify what you don't want to do and focus on what you want to do. So for example, during the last game jam, I was in a mood where basically I didn't want to do game design anymore. At all. And all I wanted to do is to do something almost like, you know, you go to work and you have someone who tells you, alright, this is what you're gonna do today. And you do it. And that I was in that mood, for real. So I saw an opportunity, which was the game jam, the game night jam. And the point of the jam was there is a game which already exists and you recreate this game to the tie. So that's what I did. And that was very cool because, you know, There's this thing where you don't have to make any decision, and you just copy it, and that's cool. And at this point, I guess that I was caring more about what is it that, I mean, how to do things, rather than what. Right? I don't care if the game is fun, I don't care if the game is beautiful, or whatever. I just want to try to follow a project without having responsibilities on it. And that worked well. So yeah. And the very last thing I think, which is very important for the motivation, but here it's a very, very complicated thing, don't do it alone. Don't do it alone. And that's exactly why I started my channel. So one could say that I do that to share my experience, which is true, and I do love teaching, but if you would know, I hate making videos more than anything. Recording, I'm fine with it, like streaming, I'm fine with it, but editing videos, scripting videos, I hate that a lot. But for the rest, I do that basically to get in touch with people. And as you can see, the only reason why I went through my entire projects was because I had people backing me up when I was streaming. I was streaming on the tower defense game, and they were keeping me motivated to work, basically. Because I don't know any people in real life who do work in the same domain as I do, so that's why I started the channel, basically. So yeah, kinda tough stuff. You're welcome. Yeah, at some point I did try this to kind of connect people on Discord. But for some reasons it's very complicated to connect people in this domain. Like, a lot of people like to work on their own, which is probably the way to go. But yeah, creating teams for projects, it's complicated. Weirdly enough, I found it more difficult to try to connect people with like YouTube viewers and a Discord community than just going to a game jam in real life and creating groups in this game jam. So when I went to a game jam, right, I was absolutely not experienced in game dev. I was just doing web dev and I was completely lost. But I was actually seeing all those people around who were basically just coming in by themselves and meeting people and creating groups and let's go. That was quite surprising. And something else I tried at some point, but that didn't pick up. So maybe probably because the channel was too young, I think. I tried to create an open source community project. Community project so that the viewers of the channel could work on the same project as me and eventually submit content and stuff. But yeah, didn't get a lot of attention at the time. Maybe if I do it again now, it would be different. Because I think it's a great opportunity for people who are alone to actually take part on a real project while having, I want to say, no tie, in the sense of it's fine if you do bad. Like, it's not meant to be like a commercial project. You don't have investors waiting for you to do the right thing and be efficient and have the next super good idea. It's just like, okay, you know, you try, you submit changes, and so yeah, eventually I will give it another go. That's cool, anybody can participate. Yes, I thought it was. But I think that the thing is that there's just, I want to say, too many blocks that keeps people from actually doing it. And those are that people will feel bad about giving I want not that I judge it this way, but more like people think they are delivering it this way, but they don't want to deliver bad code, low quality stuff. And at the same time, there's this thing of, okay, you work on some parts, but then you publish it, and if it comes to me and I say, okay, no, I'm not gonna add it to the game, like, that's reject. And not everybody want to deal with that. But on the same time, the project would be open source, which means that if you want to take it and add your own thing without even caring about, do I care to add it? I mean, you can do it, right? So there's a lot of things here that are important to consider, but I don't know. I think the channel was just too young, because I did that as my second project, and back then I was around 100, 200 subscribers, so not that much, and my viewers were mostly very, very, very beginner. I hope now that, I don't know if I have experienced people passing by. Probably not. It's not really what the algorithm is supposed to be looking for. Yeah, so they do sell a little bit higher, but not that much. I think that's fine. I don't have to take care of it, so that's fine. Okay, let's run a little bit. Wait, do I actually have something to retrieve here? Yes. That would have been bad. Let's go! Alright! No, that's bad. That's bad. Oh god, I'm hungry. I'm starting to hear noises. I'm hungry. You can make game with friends, but we could not make any attention. I think the reason was it was too boring to understand the game mechanics, etc. You mean like it was too boring to understand how to make the things, or do you mean that what you were creating wasn't fun enough? Not fun enough. So, I want to say it depends on your goal. What is it that you want to do? Some people, they have their dream game. That's very easy when you have a dream game to just be following it. So yeah, you answered by saying that the game wasn't fun enough, and yeah, the person felt not playing the game. Yeah, that's the thing. So if you have your dream game, I think, yeah, you just make it and you don't really care. So I don't really know, because I'm not in this situation, but I guess that people doing their dream game, they don't care. Do people like it or not? Doesn't matter. They just do it. But if your goal is to learn in the perspective of doing an important project in the future, for example, I would say that it is important to actually focus on what is the skill you want to practice. If you plan to be releasing your own games, making your own projects, then you will have to do pretty much a little bit of everything. So you can't really go away from that. But I don't know, if, for example, you really want to do programming and don't care about anything else, or whatever the skill, then in that case, I would suggest to kind of isolate the skill and try to find a way to have other people do the rest. Like, for example, let's say you only want to care about programming and don't want to learn how to make your own assets, textures and stuff. Then you will get free assets packs and you're good to go. you don't want to care about gameplay, game design, because that feels too complicated for you and you just have no idea that's fun enough or whatever, then you take a game which already exists and you copy it, right? Like, pretty much like I did, right? I took Bloons TD and I went with the idea of, I'm not gonna change anything. I will just copy it pixels to pixels. Almost. If it wasn't for me, I mean, my artist, he decided to make very neat textures, but I would have done terrible textures like the original game. You kind of like programming, but you like the drawing skill. Okay, so I'm gonna ask you something. Have you ever done vector art or Blender 3D modeling? The reason why I'm asking this question is because when it comes to draw things or create things visually, I don't have the right at the moment I don't have a drawing tablet. I used to, but I don't anymore. And second, pixel art is kind of the same. You can do pixel art without drawing tablet, but yeah. The thing is, when it comes to drawing in the sense of drawing, it feels kind of counterintuitive to me. But then you have things like Inkscape. And drawing in Inkscape, which is a vector style, it is very, very different. So, for example, just this tool, okay, it is a very dreadful tool to use by default, but you kind of, create your path, and then you're going to use the curves to, you're going to use the Bezier curve to create the shapes you want to have, right? So you can create all kind of shapes, and at this point, it's a little bit more sculpting than drawing. And it's a little bit more of working with shapes rather than drawing things. And, since it is mathematical vectors that you have, the entire time you're drawing, you're creating your thing, you can always go back and say, okay, so here we want something round, and okay, we want it slightly moved around. I mean, you have this kind of control on a drawing that you don't have when you're doing brush stroke, which makes it a lot easier for my brain to handle. And the reason why I'm saying Inkscape, vector drawing, and Blender is because the 3D modeling of Blender is a little bit the same, right? When you 3D model, you create shapes, you cut the vertices, the edges, you kind of, it's a lot more geometrical than it is artistic in a sense, artsy. So if you never try this, you could give it a go. I think. I mean, that was very helpful for me. So yeah, it's actually been 3 hours. My Tommy is yelling at me for quite a long time now. So maybe I will stop the stream here for today and get back later. What day is it? Is it Friday? Is it Friday? Oh, I can see here. I think it's Friday. Oh, come on. Yes, it is. So, yeah. I think that will be the end. I'm gonna say this. Let's say... Actually, I did progress a lot on this game. I never had this much money. Anyway, I'm gonna exit this. Yes. And go back to... go to the kind of ending mode of the stream. We're in Saturday in your time zone? Yeah. I'm almost Saturday. I'm 1 hour from being Saturday. Actually, I have a lot of people coming from Eastern Europe, if you're in that area. So most of my viewers are ahead in time compared to me. So yeah. Do I get my outro music? I kind of have this outro music that I'm using for the channel right now. So, yeah, let's see. What about YouTube? Yeah, it's oddly quiet. History. There it is. That leaves me 4 minutes to wrap it up. Yeah, let's go with that. I hope it's not too loud. Yeah, let's go with that. So, that was actually a great stream. I wasn't expecting... Oh, I mean, I was actually worried. I've been quite away from YouTube recently, so it's always, you know... it's always a little bit... I don't want to say scaring, but yeah, when you've been away for a moment, it feels weird to get back, and you're like, oh wait, how is it gonna be like? But no, that was a fun stream, cool stream. Even spent like, I don't know how much time explaining the static and everything for Godot, so yeah, wasn't totally unproductive. So anyway, I'm gonna say thank you to those who are still here, so basically that's you, Black Tie. And if you're watching this in the VOD, well, quite surprising that you're interested in that, but yeah, shoot yourself. I will be going, I will leave you here, and I will see you later, another video, another stream. Based on when you see that, we're gonna have V-Rising in 10 days. For sure. Yeah, eventually I will keep playing this Storage Hunter game. I do like that. And I don't know when we will be resuming the coding live stream. That I don't know. So anyway, I'll disappear like this. Whoosh. And I will say goodbye. You guys have a nice evening, night, whatever. And I will see you.